Hey, good vibrations, everybody. This is your Coach Renz, and today I want to talk to you guys about something that is very near and dear to my heart. Something that I experienced a long time ago that I have worked through over the course of years, decades, in order to make sure that I don't fall back into this trap. Many of you have fallen into a trap and you don't even realize it, or even if you do realize it, you don't understand fully how to get out of it. And today, I'm going to help you get out of that trap. And what is the trap? The trap is the fact that life is winning. Life is beating you simply because you're only as effective as your talents allow. You are just working and living your life based on your natural talent. Now, let me tell you, I was up late last night. And while I was up, I was watching this video. And in the video, I was watching Eric Thomas talk about how Mayweather frustrates people and how they get all into their emotions, and because they lack the plan and the ability to stick with their principles, that they find themselves on the losing end. And we're going to talk more about that later as far as what that means, but we're going to talk even more about what it means in a different mindset. Even though I understand ET, I'm thinking about it a lot differently, and I want to share that with you guys. Now, here's the thing. I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia. Deion Sanders was an amazing athlete. But there was something about him that I did not know about. I didn't find this out till much later. I didn't find this out until Michael Irvin and Deion Sanders were on the same Dallas Cowboy team, right? And while they were on that team, Michael Irvin discovered that Deion Sanders was not just somebody who was talented, not somebody who just lived based on their natural ability. That Deion studied film and studied his opponents deeply. That he worked on his craft, that he became better at understanding nuances of timing and where to be in plays and understanding the game. He would study and put that study and hard work on top of his talent. Michael Jordan once said that everybody who's made it into the NBA is an elite basketball player. The difference between them and greatness is their work ethics and attitude. Work ethics and attitude. Now, I personally am a boxing fan. And let me tell you, when I was coming up, I'm going to tell you a little something about myself before I go there. When I was coming up, I was always one of the better athletes based on my natural talents, my natural ability. I didn't practice. I didn't like practice. I would skip practice. But I was always one of the better athletes, whether I played football, whether I played baseball, basketball, ran track. It didn't matter what the sport was, I was a better athlete. I was always one of the better students. I never studied. I never took the time to do the necessary research. I mean, for 4 years of high school, I barely turned in homework because I knew that all I needed to do was take the test, take the exam, take the quizzes, and I would still come out with at least an 86 or above on my grade. So I never studied, and I did half the work because my natural ability to learn and maintain information and then regurgitate that information, my natural ability to compartmentalize and think through situations allowed me to understand formulas in math and science. So I didn't do the work. I went as far as my natural ability. When I got into the Marine Corps, 2 years running, I was the number 2 Marine in all of Europe. My natural ability got me there. I didn't do the extra. My kid's godfather, he did the extra. He did the additional work, the more attention to detail. I didn't do it because my natural ability got me an above average status. My natural ability has always gotten me an above average status. But what was the bigger problem? The bigger problem is that my aspirations were far greater than above average. My aspirations were far greater than what my natural talents can take me to. So my life yo-yoed because I always aspired. I always did things that without that extra talent, without that extra work, without that extra hard work, going the extra mile, without putting in more than I'm getting out, without doing that, my life only went so far. You see, I can make 6 figures on my natural talent. I can build a business on my natural talent. But I can't build a national business on my natural talent. I can't build an international business on my natural talent. I couldn't make it to the pros or even to the higher levels of college sports on my natural talent. It takes the extra work. It takes the extra understanding. It takes the extra studying. I couldn't come to you today as a coach teaching you how to make your life different if I haven't learned and understood how to take the extra steps to make my life grander than it is, to help you make your life grander what it is. I wrote my book, How to Escape Mental Welfare. I wrote that book with the first level of understanding I got to do better and be better than my natural talents will take me. That book was the beginning book that got me into an understanding that helped me understand that I got to go further than my natural talents, because the moment I wrote that book, it was after I had finally realized that my natural talents were only going to take me so far, that I had to have more. I had to have more. That's since I thirsted for more in life, since I thirsted for my children to have more experiences in life, that I had to be greater than my natural talent. And many people are not. Now, when E.T. was talking about Floyd Mayweather, he talked about the fact that he grew up in an era of boxing, and his style of boxing was the Mike Tyson, Thomas Hagler, Duran, those who came in and somebody was going to get knocked out. I grew up with those same people. I grew up looking at those same fighters. Somebody's going to get knocked out. Now, the problem is that in life, too many people are looking for the knockout punch. Too many people are looking for it to go 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, and you have victory. Too many people are looking for the one punch. That one thing that's going to get you to lose the weight. That one thing that's going to get that financial windfall. That one thing that's going to allow for you to be able to be in that in-love relationship. You're looking for the one thing. But that one thing never seems to come. Why is that? Why is that? Is there an outside force that's against you? Or is it the inside force that's against you? You see, when he brought up Mayweather, it made me think a little bit deeper than what he was talking about. I understand his point. I'm not going against his point. I understand that Mayweather comes in, he has a set of principles. He has a plan going into the fight, and he sticks to his plan. And regardless of anything, he doesn't get caught up into his feelings and allow the other fighter to take him out of his plan. That is how Mayweather wins. He comes in, he gets his points, he sticks to his plan, he frustrates his opponent, and then he wins. He gets victories. I have nothing against that. Now, this last fight, it wasn't something that you can really learn that from, but what you can do is I went back last night, and at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm watching Mayweather in 2005 fight Arturo Gatti. And when I'm watching that fight, I saw life. I saw the battle of life that you're going through, that you may be going through. I saw the battle. So what was going on in that fight? You see, Arturo Gatti was a heavier fighter. Arturo Gatti was a stronger fighter. So he had a plan. Arturo knew that if he hit Mayweather, if he can hit him enough, and that he would hit him hard enough and disrupt his plan. But you see, Mayweather had a different plan. So everybody, we are all like Gatti. And Mayweather is life. You see, Gatti came in with his strength. We have our strength. We have our talent. Gatti came in saying that if I can employ my talent, if I can hit him hard, if you can get your punches in, then you should have victory. But life says I have a plan that diffuses your plan. Life says that I'm going to come in every round and I'm going to get my points. And I'm going to figure out a way to frustrate you and get my points. Now there was something that happened in that first round. Go back and watch this fight. Something happened in that first round. You see, in that first round, Gatti was bent down. And Mayweather hit him. And then the referee should have stepped in and said, stop fighting. And I believe he even said, stop fighting. But Mayweather didn't hear it. So when Gatti stood up, Mayweather took another shot and knocked him down on his knees. Now, Gatti got mad. He got into his feelings. He got frustrated. He, instead of focusing in on the fight, he started looking at the referee saying, well, this is messed up. You see, we might be looking, or you might be looking for an outside force, the universe, God, Allah, whomever you call him, looking for that outside force to step in, to make it a fair fight, to do their job. But sometimes life doesn't pay attention to what's being said from an outside force. So in the rule of boxing, it is protect yourself at all times. In the rule of life, it is protect yourself at all times. Do your best at all times. Build on your craft at all times, because you never know where the punch is coming from. You never know if life is going to throw an illegal punch at you, because it will. And see, God got into his feelings. He was looking for the the referee. He was looking for God, the referee, to step in. And even after the round was over, he's still arguing with the referee. You see, he's in his feelings. And then the other thing, he goes into his corner, and his corner saying, it's all right, you're doing well. So when he comes back out, life now got you frustrated. Life now got you irritated. Mayweather got him irritated. So Mayweather he's throwing combinations, jabs and straights, and he's tagging him. And then that eye starts to swell. Now you can't see as well. Now life is throwing punches that you can't even see coming, because you're stressed, you're struggling. You're wondering why you can't go and work your talent. You're wondering why you can't go out and just live your life based on you exploring and being the talent that you are, because life got you swelled up on one side, and you can't see these punches coming in. So these straight rights are just pop, pop, pop. These straight rights just coming at you, and you just taking them, pop, pop. You get a punch in here, you get a punch in there, but the effects, they're meaningless. They're meaningless effects. At that point, Mayweather got him, and he beats him. He beats him for like the next 6 rounds. And all the while he's beating him, his corner is saying, you're doing okay, you're doing great, you're doing all right. Your family is saying, you're doing great, you're doing okay, you're doing all right. Your friends are saying, you're doing great, you're doing okay, you're doing all right. You look at other people with lesser talents and lesser abilities, and you stand on your platform, you stand on your pedestal, and you say that I'm doing okay, I'm doing all right. You lie to yourself when you know that your talent, if worked on, can lead you to greater heights. But all the while, life is throwing those rights. And then every now and then you try to protect. But when you protect, now those rights are hitting your body. Now you're getting a body blow. You're getting a body blow. Left, right, just body blows. And it's taking the wind out of you. And as you get older, you begin to settle. You begin to say that it's too late for my talent. It's too late for me to build on it. But then it's never too late, because if you got that power, you got that Tyson power, you got a fighter's chance. You got a puncher's chance. If you never heard that before, what that means is that you can get beat down every round. But in the 12th round, if you land that solid punch and get the knockout, you win. So it's never too late for you to build on your talent. It's never too late for you to look at what you're talented at and start building on it, start working on your craft until you're at that state where you can now live based on your craft. See, I love business. So I work on it until I can build it big enough that I can live on it. That's why I haven't had a corporate job for decades, because I work on building this craft. I work on being a better coach. I study consistently on being a better coach so that I can provide better pathways for my clients, because it is my responsibility to be able to dig deep inside them and pull that out of them. Pull their talent out, pull their mindset out of the muck and the mire that's holding them back from being able to gravitate more towards their talent, to build on top of that so that they are the ones who are excelling and living their life based on their talent. So I study, and I study my clients, and I study myself, and I study the universe, and I study how things work and how things move. Now, of course, I could take the easy route. I can relay to you the surface things that will sound good in your eyes, sound good in your ears. It's sweet music that looks good to you. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and give you some of that. You see, if you want to change your life, if you want to make things better in your life, if you want to build on your talent, let me pull my notes up here, because it's easy. It's easy. See, the first thing you got to do is get out of your feelings. And like I said, Gotti got caught up into his feelings and lost his game plan, and then he began to lose the fight. He lost the puncher's chance because life started beating him down to the point where he didn't have the puncher's chance anymore. So get out of your feelings so that you can stick to your plan, and then recognize that life has a plan against you. And since life has a plan against you, you have to build a plan that is bigger than life's plan. You got to have a dream that's bigger than your talent. So you got to build a plan that allows you to grow beyond your talent. And then you have to discover what is your heart's greatest desire. What is that thing that how's it go? What you could do for free. What is that thing that you would do for free? I won't do much for free. Everything I do, I expect some kind of compensation. So I don't believe in that at all. All right. And then put smart work in. Everybody can put in work, but are you putting in smart work? You can say that you was busy all day. I can be busy all day. I can be here at my store and I can be surfing the internet, checking YouTube. I can be at home and I can be trying to figure out what's wrong with this and what's on my phone and figure out something that could take my entire day. And then at the end of the day, say, oh, I was busy. But was I smart with my time? And then set some SMART goals. See, you even got an acronym for it. See the acronym? SMART goals. See the acronym. What does it mean? Set specific goals. Be definitive in your goal. What is it exactly that you want to achieve? Is it measurable goals? Make it so that you can measure your levels of success. Small successes as you go. Is it achievable? There are certain goals you may have that are not achievable. I am 46 years old. It is not achievable that I am going to become a world-class sprinter at 46 years old. And it is not achievable that I am going to become the king of England. It's not achievable. So achievable goals, realistic goals. Every goal should be difficult for you to obtain, but still within the realm of your ability to obtain it. So is it realistic that you can achieve this goal? And then time-bound goals. What is the time frame? Is it a 6-month goal, an 8-month goal, a 10-month goal, a 12-month goal, a 2-year, 3-year, 5-year? What is the time frame? And keep yourself accountable to that time frame. What are the milestones you must hit during that time frame? You see, I can give you that. And that's good information. It's not bad. But there's some key elements missing because see, that's the information that you're given when you go to a lot of these seminars. That's the information you're given when you read a lot of these books that has a lot of fluff and a little bit of meat. But what I want you to understand is that without understanding fully the hermetics, the 7 hermetical laws, you won't be able to achieve much of nothing. These guys, whether they are conscious or subconsciously doing it, they are utilizing their hermetics in order to make themselves greater, in order to take themselves beyond their talent. They are using their hermetics. That's why I am a hermetic alchemist, because I realized years ago, decades ago, that it is through that process, because I was searching. I was listening to all the CDs. I was reading all the books. I was searching for the master key. And then I realized that all this information was stemming from one source, and that it is my duty, my job, my responsibility to begin to master that information. And the more I study, the more wisdom I gain. I realize it's something that you never master, but it's something that you continue to work on. Just like your talents, you continue to work your talents. You continue to build on it. You continue to put in the extra effort. If you don't, you will find yourself always at a loss. You will find yourself taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back. You will find yourself like Gotti. Stick a jab, but then take a jab and a cross right back. Hit a body blow, but then take 2 body blows, and a jab and a cross and a cross. You'll find yourself stumbling, falling, taking an 8 count. The question is that the life that you want for yourself? If you've been living that life, it's time for you to change that life. I wrote the book, How to Escape Mental Welfare. It's my first book when I came into a realization. I'm in the process of writing additional books. I'm in the process of now taking my speaking and coaching career to new heights. But I know in order to do that, you see, building these businesses over the years have been stepping stones, have all been measurable goals to get me to a point where I felt that I am qualified to coach you. I am qualified to talk to you. I am qualified to stand on a stage and express how you become successful in life. And realize everyone's level of success is different. I don't ever want to buy a house in my life again. I've bought houses before. I have no interest in that. So you won't see me buying houses. more than likely, unless I marry a woman and that's what she wants. But I'm not a house buying guy. I am not a brand new car buying guy. I am an experienced guy. I love experiences. I love to travel. I love to see stuff. I love to do things. I love to try things. I love to develop. So you will see that. That is my measures of success for my life. The goal is for you to figure out what is your measures of success, and then how do we obtain it by you being the greatest version of yourself. That's what we do. That's how we build on our craft. Everybody's not Michael Jordan. Everybody's not Deion Sanders. Everybody's not Bill Gates. But here's the thing. In truth, most people don't want to be any of those people. Most people want to have an amazing relationship. They want to be in great shape, and they want to make enough money to live the life they want to live without struggling financially. That's what most people like. That's what most people want. And they want to attain that doing something that they love. They want to be in love with what they do. As much as they're in love with their spouse, they want to be in love with what they do. And if they have kids, they want to raise great kids who have an opportunity to explore their lives as well. That's the basics of what most people have at the greatest desire of their heart. You probably have those. And there are different levels that everybody has each item at. The goal is to discover where is yours, where is your happy. How do you find your happy? And that's what I try. That's what I do with my clients. It's not a try. That's what I do with my clients. But that's what I want you to begin to understand here. That without you understanding those 7 Hermetic principles, without you understanding how they all connect, you can know them, but you have to know how they connect and how to work them and how one works over the other. You have to know how to work them in your life in every little small detail aspect of your life. That's how you become successful. And that's what I want you guys to understand and get from this video. And that's what I want you to do. If you become one of my clients, that's what you will do. That's what we will do. Our goal is purely success in your entire life, 360 degrees of success. But in order to do that, we need to understand these Hermetics. In order to do that, we need to understand the plan that life has against us and be able to battle it back and impose our plan on life. To not take the punches, but deliver the punches. Like when Tyson was first boxing, he was always moving. Even though his arms were shorter in most fights, he was always able to get inside and he would unload that power that he had, that talent that he had. But it was after he got filled with himself, after he lost that Buster Douglas took him down, that Holyfield took him down, that Lewis took him down. He became a shell of himself, of what his former glory was, because he had lost the training that went on top of the talent. But now he has found a new talent. He has found a new thing that gives him happiness within his family, within his one-man stage plays. He's found a new talent that he loves, being in movies. He's found a new talent, and he's the same attitude he took in his early fighting careers of working on his craft. He's working on that craft. You've heard these things before. You know these things. You have to ask, why aren't you doing these things? That is where the Hermetics come in. You're not doing these things because you don't understand the Hermetics. You don't understand the law of mentalism. You think you do because you've seen The Secret, but it is far, far deeper. The rabbit hole goes really deep. But anyway, you guys have been wonderful. You've been great. I appreciate you guys for who have stayed and listened this long, because I appreciate you, because this is really for you. So continue to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. And if you want to support this channel, you can support me either on Patreon, you can become a personal coaching client, or you can buy my book on my website, CoachRenz.com. It's $4.99 for the book that started my journey, at this level. So I love you guys. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy yourself. And like I said, free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable.